As a chosen one, growing up, did people say that you lack self-confidence? Did people say that you're always too hard on yourself? Did people always mention that you have low self-esteem? And did people try to always build you up or encourage you or pep you up? And even if they were well-meaning, did that actually tear you down the process even more because it made you feel incompetent? Well, I can explain everything about this in this video. See, the thing about being a chosen one is that you are actually inherently very confident. Whether you realize it or not, you emit a high amount of self-confidence. So, probably from an early age, you had a magnetic effect as far as attracting hateful people, people that wanted to bring you down, quote unquote, people that wanted to lower your vibrational frequency, people that wanted to taint your self-image. And because so many people were against you throughout your entire life, especially when you were growing up, that was a form of spiritual warfare, because the enemy could then be able to deceive you into thinking that there was something inherently wrong with you, and that in fact you weren't confident in yourself. Because as a society, we are programmed to base our own self-confidence not on how we feel about ourselves, but how society and how our neighbors, how our environment, how our friends, how our coworkers think about us. So by nature, we're expected to value other people's opinion of us over us, and that creates an effect of not really knowing who you really are. And as far as self-confidence goes, I'm not saying that you should even make your own opinion of yourself. I'll say it like this: you shouldn't put your own opinion of yourself over God's opinion of you. God's opinion of you comes first and foremost, but following and second is your opinion of yourself, and and other people's opinion of you should come last. So you're growing up, or throughout your life, people have said that you lack self-confidence. And it's not that you lack self-confidence in all actuality, but it's the fact that you were subconsciously programmed to not be confident through all the rejection and scrutiny and hatred you received from other people. And what happened is all these people were, always criticizing you, and that made you think that there was something wrong with you. And God forbid, how dare you have any self-confidence, because they don't. And it creates this vicious cycle. Growing up for years, I heard people say, you're so down on yourself all the time. You need to build up your self-confidence. You have no self-esteem. And as well-meaning as they were when they said that, they were actually misleading me. Because, I had all the confidence built into me. There was just no way I could implement it throughout my life. I could not implement or show it in the outward world, because I would always be misunderstood, or like I mentioned earlier, it would put a bullseye target on myself and make myself a magnet for hateful people. So what I believe happened is, subconsciously, I forced myself to not be confident in myself as a survival mechanism, and that is a miserable place to be. as long as you know Jesus, as long as you know who you are in Christ, as long as you stay obedient with God and maintain your walk with the Lord, you can have as much self-confidence as you want. You can love yourself as much as you want. You can have a high opinion of yourself. There's nothing inherently sinful about that. As long as you don't make yourself an idol and put yourself above God. Because when you do that, that's when the arrogance begins. That's when the narcissism begins. That's when the egotism begins. That's when the self-worship begins. That's essentially idolatry.